Hi, hope you guys are having a great day. Super excited for you to get your hot tub delivered and get into there and start relaxing. It's going to be awesome. So today this video is going to be about your Silver Ion water care package, what's going to be coming with your delivery, what should be in the kit there. And just to give you what to expect, familiarize you a little bit with the products so that you have a little reference guide when I give you your water care instructions, and those are going to be given to you within the first 24 hours of delivery usually, and it's based specifically on your digital water analysis. So let's get started here. So first product we're going to talk about here, this is Stain and Scale. This is a green top, white bottle. This is a metal and calcium control product. It's one of those things you're going to use some on startup and then use some every week or every other week to keep those coated, keeps them from coming out of solution, binding to your equipment, your pumps, your plumbing, the shell. So it keeps the hot tub safe essentially from those things. And that's something you can put in there as soon as there's water. As soon as there's water in the hot tub, you can toss that in there. I'm going to give you a specific amount to put in based on your hot tub. Next product, we got all lined up here. So next product is your Silver Ion cartridge. So this is going to be your main source of sanitation. In the next video, you're actually going to see how you place that into your spa. It just goes right down in that filter standpipe. In the Limelight and High Life series, it's going to go in usually the left one, the gray cap top. In the Hotspot series, you got a single standpipe, so it's going to go right down in there. You can put that in there as soon as the spa is filled, because you're going to take the hose out of that same standpipe, put this guy in there, and there is a video to watch next on that. Next product here, and so before we jump into this, you're going to have, everyone's water is different, so you're going to have specific instructions to balance the pH and the alkalinity. Crucial that you follow that, you get it as close as possible. You can always run a test strip on it. Those things don't necessarily change within a matter of an hour or 2 hours, so when you do it, you can expect that maybe your pH might not be, into the range that you're thinking, sometimes anywhere from 4 to 24 hours, but you should see some change if it's doing what it's supposed to there in a matter of hours. So along with that, at some point you're going to use all of these products. You may not need to use all of them on your first water startup. So this is your total alkalinity increaser. So you'll see that on your test strip. We'll give you some instructions from your digital analysis, and that is to increase your alkalinity if it's too low. Next, we have here your pH decreaser. So I'm gonna sandwich this one in between the two specifically. So this actually acts as pH decreaser and alkalinity decreaser. The way that you apply them is different. Really, the amount and the time frame you apply them is different. So I'll give you specific instructions on that. If you need to drop your alkalinity or your pH on startup, you'll have those instructions in your water care guide. And then we have your pH increaser. So yes, you use pH decreaser to drop alkalinity and pH. pH has its own increaser, its own up, and alkalinity has its own increaser, its own up. So that's your pH increaser in case it's too low to raise it up. Next, we have our calcium hardness. So I have a lot of people tell me I have really hard water. You actually need between 100 and 200 parts per million of water. Those of you on of calcium in your water for the spa to function properly and the water to not be as aggressive against all the shell and the equipment and the spa itself, and really against your body. So that's what this calcium hardness increaser is for. This one can take a little while to apply because it causes high heat. You want to make sure it's all dissolving properly. So just keep that in mind if you do need to apply this, like if you're on city water or you're filling through a water softener, you're probably going to need to bump it up some, and even sometimes if it's low, bump it up to that 100 or 200 parts per million range, and you'll be good to go. Usually something you only put on startup. Next here we have our, we're going to do this one after, actually. We'll hold off on that. So next here we have our enhanced shock. I want you to forget about the word shock. Forget about it. Just think enhanced, water enhancer. So you're going to use this at the next to last product here. After the water's all balanced, you're going to put this in there. This does contain some oxidizer, a unique type of oxidizer. It also contains 58% chlorine solution to get your sanitizing, get your water all touched up there. You use it once a week typically. You use it on startup, and that'll be in your care guide as well. Just think enhanced is once a week, and that's going to be on the care guidelines. So next one I want to talk about, you will not be using this on startup, but this is your oxidizer. So once again, it's called shock oxidizer. Forget about the word shock. It's an oxidizer, and you use it when you get out of your spa. Essentially, it doesn't sanitize at all. It burns up organics in the water. So when you get in the hot tub, you leave stuff behind. Your body leaves stuff behind, and it needs to be broken down and burned up and helped. Really, the filter needs assistance in picking it up too. So that really, this does all three of those things. And so that one you're not going to use until you get out of the hot tub, and you're going to use it after every time you get out of the hot tub. Next here, this one's kind of special. So if you did not receive the stain and scale, the green bottle with the white top, it's because this actually contains, if you got this with your package, and this actually contains stain and scale. So you would actually do this as the last step. And this actually this is the Sofskin we talked about already. This actually has some really, really awesome conditioners for your skin. Makes it feel really silky and smooth. And then it also contains some pH stabilizer. So it's really crucial that, and I put this in the guides, but before you add this as the final step, do a double check on your pH. And your alkalinity, and make sure they're very, very close to the range, the ideal range that's listed there. Mainly just because it'll hold it no matter where it's at. So if it's too high when you put it in, or if it's too low when you put it in, it's going to try to hold it there regardless of how much pH increase or alkalinity decrease or how much you put in after the fact. So just one thing to double check is to make sure that those things are all kind of close to or in balance, and then put your Sofskin in. You want to shake. You can see this has the conditioner is separated in there, so you want to shake that really, really well before you use it. Make sure it's a nice milky white, even all the way through. And you're actually going to use this on startup, and use a little bit every week from there on out. Just give you that much better of a water experience. And so then a couple other things that are going to come with your kit here. A little handy dandy spa guard, specifically made for you. A little measuring device, so you can use that as a dedicated measuring device for all your water care products. Take care to rinse some of those in between usage. Make sure you're not mixing products together on these. You can just dip them in the spa water, shake it off. And then your test strips. So these are actually super simple. One thing that a lot of people ask me a question about is, I'm not maintaining any chlorine, or that purple one I don't see anything on. So that purple one is MPS, and that's monopersulfate shock. That's your oxidizer. That's that bottle that you put in. You put some in after your usage. You're putting it in after you use the spa. So you're never really going to see a whole lot of purple there. There we go. Zoom it in there. You're never really going to see a whole lot of purple there. Don't worry about it. Your main two things you're going to be focused on here is your alkalinity. You want to make sure that stays in the range. Oh, I've got this upside down there. Oh nope, right side up. There we go. You're gonna backwards in my view. So you're gonna make sure that that you've got that in range. Your pH is in range. Those are really the only two things you're going to be testing for. And then things like cloudy water, if you notice discoloration, if you're getting a lot of foaming, things like that. Those are things to ask us questions about how to treat, what's going on. Oftentimes, that's due to needing a little more shock or a little more enhancer. And so we just kind of play with your water, get you into a rhythm of how you treat your water, because everyone's body reacts different with water, and everyone's water is different too. So that's where kind of the first, like, anywhere from a month for some people to 6 months is kind of getting in that rhythm. And once you're in there, it's super easy to maintain. And if you ever have any issues, you just reach out to me and or the store. Last thing, handy dandy little water test bottle here. Speaking of reaching out to the store, so I really recommend that you guys come in at least once a week if you can make it happen for the first month of ownership. People we have do that, it really tends to help them learn some of the basics and absorb some of the information a few times of, oh, this is what I need to do, or you know, this is why my water is doing this. And so it just becomes really helpful for them, we found, and then it's easier for them to learn their water that way. Also, make it easy on yourself. Take a permanent marker, write your name on there, so when you come in, you know, if the store is busy or something and you're waiting in line, you can just hand it right over, point to the name. We know who you are. We'll look you up in the system and get your test going. So really excited for you guys to get in there and try out your hot tub. And really, hopefully, if you can, do the 30-day challenge and get in there for at least 20 minutes for 30 days straight. I've heard really great stories from people that had amazing results from that. So watch the next video. This one went a little long, but hopefully that helped you kind of get a little prepared for what you're going to receive here. And I'll be looking forward to giving you your water care instructions. Thanks.